We have experienced a medical emergency with our family.
Yeah.
Today's video is different. In fact, I didn't even want to do a video because real life still happens behind the camera, and this has been one of those weeks that
has been very challenging.
Yeah.
This is putting to test make everyday life beautiful even when it isn't.
Yeah.
There's a point to where you make videos, you update, you show fun things, you show the reality of life.
Right.
But then there's the balance of when's reality kind of now blurring the lines between something very personal and do you share it or do you not? And
right. Do we just skip the week and just say, sorry guys? This is kind of the furthest thing in our minds. We just are taking care of our family right now.
Yeah.
But we wanted to just quick touch base with you and say, this is where we're at, guys. This is our not so perfect life.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everybody knows that life is not perfect. That's literally what our message is. Life isn't perfect. If you watched last week, you know we were in Lake Tahoe, and a lot of you guys said, the boys, where are the boys?
Yeah, how come the boys aren't there? What, did you forget them? Did you not put them on the checklist?
Right. So the boys were actually visiting with their dad. We're a blended family, and so they were spending time with their dad and going to summer camp. So that's where the guys were, and we were in Lake Tahoe.
Yep, just the two of us,
Mm-hmm.
and we were enjoying some time.
We were at our kitchen table editing a video, and we got a phone call from Kian, and I thought, yay, he's calling to say hi from camp.
Yeah.
And that was not why he was calling.
Yeah.
He's going, Mom, I broke my ankle. And Jason's like, oh, he's messing with you. I pull pranks on my mom all the time like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm not messing around. I'm not messing around.
And there's people like yelling in the background like, no, he's not joking. He definitely broke his ankle.
Yeah, so he had called right when it was happening, and so we were trying to gather information. And of course, where they were at camp was
about 8.5 hours away from where
we were, and then about 6 hours away from their dad, because they had traveled with a whole group to go to camp. We're just talking through it all on the phone, and they discovered as we were on the phone that it was definitely broke. The nurse came in and saw a bone coming out. So and this is all happening on the phone. We're talking live as everything was happening.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay, we're calling 911, Mom. We're calling 911 right now.
So this is every parent's worst nightmare, right? To get a phone call that your son or daughter has been injured and you're not right there.
Not even close to
Yeah.
right there. We have 5 kids, so we've had these calls before.
Right.
With broken wrists, collarbones, and shattered elbows, and
Getting hit by a car.
yeah. So but we were right there.
Yeah.
This was so different because we were so far away. It was really kind of all a blur. I don't know if like the ambulance got there at that time. I think they did. It was a pretty quick.
Well, what happened was, I actually remember pretty clearly because you definitely were really moved by what you were hearing, and I just kind of went into like that fight mode. You have fight, flight, or freeze, and I went into fight mode. So like I immediately started texting friends. I started looking at flights, finding out what airport was closest to get to where they were going to be going. The paramedics arrived. They spoke with Delynn. They assured her that they were taking the best care of Kian that's possible.
So he's looking up flights, and I'm on the phone with the paramedics, and they're telling me like it's bad. I can't tell you exactly, but he's probably going to have surgery. It's a open fracture, so the bone is out through his leg.
And sorry that this might be so detailed, but as a parent, when you're hearing these things and the only thing you can do is hold a phone, you're trying to process what exactly does that mean, like what happened. So you want to get there. And so we had to make decisions on, do we leave the rig, do we drive the truck, do we put her on a flight, do I drive down later?
Right.
Lots of decisions.
Just right in that moment. And guys, I think that's why it's like, oh, I don't want to share all these like super intimate details, because man, it was just super tough in that moment to go, what do we do? What do we do? And so when we looked up how far it would be, we realized that driving the rig through mountains and trying to get there would be like way too long, probably a 12-hour drive.
Yep.
And so he ended up driving me right over to Reno, and then I had to take 2 different flights to get to to the Ontario airport where we needed to get to. And thank God we have a friend who lives right there.
Thank you, Christian.
Yeah, Christian literally just showed up at the airport with a bag of a pillow, blanket, snacks, water, everything.
Baby wipes to just feel kind of clean. We got a phone call at 3:30. She was on a plane by like 6:30. Yeah. And that's including the 1.5-hour drive, getting everything figured out, loading up and rolling out.
Yeah. So by the time I got to the hospital, it was 12:30 a.m. Then upon arriving, I realized he broke his leg. It was not his ankle. And there were several bones that were broke, and they were definitely doing surgery. They had to go in through his knee and place a rod all the way down to his ankle and screws and everything in there. And so, we are counting our blessing, because this could have been so much worse.
Yep.
And a broken bone can heal. So we were in the ER all night, and the next morning they did surgery right away. And that's when you started driving.
I did.
Yep. You started driving.
Yep. I spoke with Delenn early in the morning, loaded up the rig, and started driving the 8.5-9-hour drive by way of car.
Which ended up taking about 12 to 13 hours because...
So you'll not be able to hear the noise much anymore, but this tire right down here is going flat. Let's get it close enough. Yeah. And now I need to replace that before I can get back on the road down to get to Delenn. Thankfully, I have a jack that I can jack that up with and get back on the road. I've never had to do that on a rig before, so we'll see how that goes. Whenever in a situation where there's something that goes wrong, cooler heads prevail. I know it's easy to say, but I've got a lot stacked against me today, right? Like, there's a lot of outside pressures. My wife is not with me. I've got a child that's in the hospital, and there's stresses. I didn't sleep well last night. I got to drive 9 hours. It's easy to get frustrated. It's easy to get angry or mad or whatever, but cooler heads prevail. You make better decisions, you can stay level-headed, and things really don't seem insurmountable. So that's what I'd say. This is putting to test, make everyday life beautiful even when it isn't.
Right, on a total different level than just like, whoopsie, our stairs, or
we didn't know where the water went, or the jacks didn't level the thing out, so let's just go to sleep. But
this is like your babies, getting hurt, and that's just, it's unknown and it's kind of scary, but you gotta we're taking care of our family, and we're taking care of what we need to take care of, but we're just asking you to join us in prayer and for a full recovery, and on what our next steps are and where we go kind of from here through this recovery and healing process.
We thank you for your support, and we appreciate you very much, and all of your feedback. We read every comment. We are very appreciative of you, our community, and so we will
do our best to reply back, but if you don't hear from us, we're taken care of what we need to take care of, but we didn't want to leave you behind.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for your support and lifting our family up and prayers. We really appreciate it, and we know that there's power in prayer and there's power in numbers. So we don't know what next week will look like or what to expect, but we will keep you guys posted.
And so we'll see you in the next one.